Hello dear students of class 5 and welcome to yet another online class of general knowledge. Dear children, today we are going to do the ninth lesson from your GK book, Proud of Indian Forces. You see dear children, freedom was won in 1947, right? 15th of August 1947. But after 1947, this freedom has been maintained, this freedom has been protected by our national forces only, our military. When it comes to our military, we are talking about all the three wings of it. Indian forces, as you know, are divided into three wings. You have army, you have navy, and then we have air force. The army operates on ground, land. Then we have navy protecting the oceanic, or you can say water borders of our country, and we have air force protecting the skies. Now dear children, we as civilians should be proud to have one of the best and bravest forces in the world. The proof is not very far. Recently you heard in news in Galwan Valley, where there is a problem going on between India and China along LAC, line of actual control. The cowardly Chinese, they infiltrated, and when our soldiers, our colonel rank soldier, he went to peacefully talk with them, they killed him. But after that the Indian forces retaliated, and they retaliated so bad that till now the Chinese authorities have not released their number of dead. We had our 20 soldiers martyred, and we did their last rites with full military honor. It was covered by every TV channel. Proudly we have shown to our people, proudly the people were shown how these 20 brave souls died protecting our borders. But cowardly Chinese, their damages are so bad that till now they have not yet released their number of dead. Their people still don't even know that what happened to their soldiers. You see, not only that, our country has faced this kind of threat ever since independence. Let me show you this. We got our freedom in 1947, right? Then in 1948 itself, we had a war with Pakistan. Then in 1962, China attacked us. In 1965, again with Pakistan. Then in 1971, again we had a war with Pakistan, because Pakistan was doing a lot of atrocities on the East Pakistan, that is today's Bangladesh. To free it, to provide it freedom, the government sent our forces, and our forces were able to repel Pakistanis back, and Bangladesh was created. Then in 1999, there was a proxy war with Pakistan, you can say. Actually, Pakistanis call it proxy war. We will call it war only. War with Pakistan. Pakistani soldiers dressed as terrorists, they occupied some of our bunkers at the higher level, and our soldiers bravely, they repelled those Pakistani soldiers back. The casualty was so bad that Pakistani government refused to recognize their own soldiers, even after government provided ample proof. Not only that, recently there was an attack on Taj Hotel and Nariman Point in Mumbai, right? Not only our police bravely repelled the attack back, but in the end there came the special forces, and special forces, they pushed the last of the enemy back. After that there were two surgical strikes on Pakistan, right? One was done by army in Uri, another one was done by air force in Balakot. Every time our country has faced a military or terrorist threat, our armed forces have been there to bravely push them back, and our Indian forces have a proud tradition of bravery. Every soldier is well trained and well groomed to take on number of enemies. We must be proud of our national forces. We must be proud that we live under the protection of such a brave force. So today we are going to do couple of questions based on national forces. So let's see. Okay. Number 1. India controls the highest battlefield in the world. India controls the highest battlefield in the world. This particular area that is currently under India's control faced a grave threat, especially during the Kargil War of 1999. So this is the highest battlefield. The temperature is so low there that normal human beings cannot survive only. Still, our Indian forces are present there and they protect it day and night. This particular battlefield is Siachen Glacier. Siachen, Siachen, Glacier, Glacier. Siachen Glacier. Okay, this particular battlefield is Siachen Glacier. Now, okay, number 2. The Indian Army is one of the biggest troop contributors to the United Nations peacekeeping operations. So you know, India is a largest troop contributor to UNPKF, United Nations Peacekeeping Force, or United Nations Peacekeeping Operations. You see, United Nations is one of the largest organizations of the world which aims to promote peace. Now, in order to promote peace, the United Nations maintains its own military force known as the United Nations Peacekeeping Force. And whatever the mission it carries out, it comes under United Nations Peacekeeping Operations. Now, dear children, this particular UNPKF or United Nations Peacekeeping Force consists of soldiers from all over the world. Almost every country that is the member of United Nations has contributed certain number of its troops to UNPKF, and in this India is the largest contributor. So this one is United Nations Peacekeeping Operations. United Nations Peacekeeping Operations, or UNPKF. United Nations Peacekeeping Operations, or UNPKF. So this was your second one. Now there is a third question here. The largest non-ceremonial horse-mounted cavalry unit in the world. You see, our country's force tradition goes back to 1947, and even before that, when Indian soldiers were the part of British Army. So from that time only, we have certain mounted cavalry units. Mounted cavalry unit means some of our soldiers, some of our army soldiers, they use horses to move around. Also, there are camel regiment. There is a camel regiment where the soldiers move around on camels. These are non-ceremonial, means these particular soldiers are especially bred for fighting. They are not just there for ceremony or show. And India has the largest horse cavalry unit in the world. This particular unit is called, this one I will not be writing questions, I'll straight away give you the answer. Horse Cavalry Regiment. So let's look at these three questions. Only these three are here. We'll look at these three questions. Number one, the answer is, the question is, India controls the highest battlefield in the world. And your answer is Siachen Glacier. SIACHEN. 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 GLACIER. Glacier. SIACHEN. Siachen. GLACIER. Glacier. Siachen Glacier. Then comes the second question. India is the largest troop contributor to United Nations Peacekeeping Force. Okay, United Nations Peacekeeping Force. And the mission that it carries out comes under United Nations Peacekeeping Operations. UNITED, United. NATIONS, Nations. PEACE, Peace. KEEPING, Keeping. OPERATIONS, Operations. Once again, UNITED, United. NATIONS, Nations. PEACE, Peace. KEEPING, Keeping. OPERATIONS, Operations. And the third one, the largest non-ceremonial horse-mounted cavalry unit in the world. India has the largest non-ceremonial horse-mounted cavalry unit in the world. That particular unit is called Horse Cavalry Regiment. HORSE, Horse. CAVALRY, Cavalry. REGIMENT, Regiment. Horse Cavalry Regiment. HORSE, Horse. CAVALRY, Cavalry. REGIMENT, Regiment. Horse Cavalry Regiment. So these are the three questions related to the peacekeeping for the soldiers, the Indian Army, that is given in the book. Your work will be to write them down in the notebook. And remember, dear children, our soldiers do a great deal to protect our borders. You see, one side they are protecting us from the military of Pakistan as well as the terrorists that they send to India, right? On another side, they are protecting our Indian borders along the line of actual control, or LAC. Line of actual control, or LAC, because clash right now is going there with China. So Indian forces are protecting us from the Chinese forces, also from Chinese aggression. Then, like I told you earlier, they are taking care of the terrorist problem also that is being brewed by Pakistanis in our country. Not only that, dear children, our forces are also there whenever there is any internal disturbance, any non-social members, any anti-social elements, when they brew up any kind of trouble, when they bring up any kind of internal trouble, when they create a violent situation, it's our military that comes in the forefront to stop them. So as patriotic citizens of this country, I urge you all to always give full respect to our national forces, whether they are the army, whether they are the navy, or whether they are the air force. If anybody is a part of our national forces, is a part of the protective armor unit of our country, then they deserve our highest respect and honor, and that we must always remember it. Like I told you earlier, you must copy this down in your GK notebook. Okay, from the book you can do it. Thank you very much. Stay safe.